Hello everyone, welcome to a new update of me, Crypto Michael, on the cryptocurrency markets. It has been a very volatile week once again. Not really enjoying that volatility too much, but it's granting you many opportunities to step into the markets. And we have been sharing content with you where you were developing those levels or actually getting some grip on the markets where you should be avoiding to buy out of FOMO, define the levels that you want to enter on. And actually, the past few days, altcoins and the markets have given you those entry points. So I hope you have been using those momentum or that momentum to get into some positions, to accumulate some more. And therefore, we're going to discuss some altcoins today as Chainlink reached a new all-time high. And I think we're just on the start of a significant run on Chainlink once again. But also other altcoins are waking up. So there is some opportunities in the markets in general. And we'll discuss a little bit about a BitConnect. But before we're continuing, I would definitely say subscribe to the channel and follow me on Instagram. There is some other content coming up next week on a different channel from probably one of my future partners, which is Gold Republic. You can buy gold and silver there in a very easy manner. But we have recorded a Gold Republic podcast in English yesterday about Bitcoin, about the future, about governments. Very in-depth conversation, and I truly enjoyed that. And we did a Dutch one, Goudkoorts Gasten, in which I've shared some more personal stuff and my view on my approach and what my future might bring. So, altcoins. And I've put up the chart of Chainlink above here because it's actually showing what is generally the case. When Chainlink ran to $22, everybody wants to get into Chainlink. Right now, Chainlink is making new all-time highs, and I see conversations on my telephone in groups on WhatsApp where people are eager to jump into Chainlink at this point because Grayscale is going to add a Chainlink fund or trust, which is actually a good sign that they are considering that or doing that. However, your mentality should be that when it's running like this, in which we are currently seeing a bounce of about 50% since the lows, it's not an entry point. Once again, it might be if you want to chase FOMO, but if you want to become financially free or develop discipline and patience in the markets, it does not grant you a profitable investment or strategy over the long run. So what you should have been doing is that I did not hear many people asking me whether I should buy Chainlink when everything was crashing. No, the majority of people were feared that the price would go down even more. However, this squiggly that is up here, I've defined that before it took place, as that is the crucial area that you want to look for entries based on a daily time frame. And that is the strategy that you should develop if you want to succeed in trading, in investing, in life with trading and your money. So what we see here on Chainlink is, I'll just erase it a little bit. What we see here is definitely just a bullish structure, and there's some FUD going around in the markets with the double spending on Bitcoin causing that correction to occur, whatever. What we see on Chainlink in general is that we got this construction around $10. I've been sharing that a lot as a significant level to be testing in general. We did see some tests. This was that altcoin capitulation during XRP bullshit. That granted an entry, and then you often see that it's going to hit the other side of the range, which we saw with Chainlink, accelerated nicely, got into the resistance zone, but the critical level after that is the $13 level, which is also previous resistance zone that's actually holding up, and now we saw that the acceleration occurred. So first marker points are based on previous support levels for previous resistance levels. You got one at 10, you got one at 13, and currently you are actually getting one or got one at the previous high at 1680. So when everything starts to drop heavily, that is actually a sign for you that you want to start taking entries, as that's the previous resistance zone becoming support once again. Currently, we are trying to break above the previous high. kind of in doubt that we're going to continue moving at this point, given the structure that Bitcoin has. And once Bitcoin starts to correct a little, the majority or most of the cryptocurrencies are just going to follow through. So the likelihood of Chainlink continuing this run is not significant to me, through which I want to define levels that I want to take entries once again. If I would have been in Chainlink or hit those entries, I would definitely argue to take some profits if you are day trading or swing trading, if you're investing. And that is also something that I want to share. I got questions from people saying, if you expect the markets to correct 20%, why are you not closing your full entire position and just buying back lower? Because nothing is certain in life, nothing is certain in trading. And with my trading portfolio, I want to avoid missing profits trying to get more coins. So what I'm trying to say is that in those market momentum that we have right now, and definitely arguable that we could see some more corrections, there's just no point in trying to get a correction of 10% and predicting that nicely when the upwards potential is several hundreds of percent. The only way you could do that is with a slight tiny portion of your trade stack or your trading portfolio. As in a bull market, the best is just to buy the dip and just to hodl until we get clear signals that the market is shifting a little. And I've been sharing on this YouTube channel that the market is shifting into bull modus and altcoins are waking up, and that's what we're seeing right now. We might get a corrective February, all fine. And then during the summer we start to continue. But I'm not in this market right now to sell my position for a potential 15% correction and then start to accumulate again. I have been accumulating. So if I get a correction on my profits, I don't care. I just try to accumulate a little bit more with just a tiny portion of your trade. That is something that you should do as well. It's not all about black and white in trading. It's all about gray, in which you are flexible, in which you have different scenarios, in which you have different plans to work with. So with Chainlink, based on the daily, we're currently looking at a level at $17. That is still a very tricky or very important level on the daily time frame. Next level is this previous high. Would be suitable to accumulate that a little bit, in which we're just going to have that consolidation in general. Tricky, but after such a bounce and the structure that we have here, definitely arguable that this area here is something, or these two are something to watch if Bitcoin is not going to go any further up. Given the Bitcoin pair of Chainlink also into the resistance zone, as you might see, we might be running up one more time towards 82,000 Satoshis. But overall, I think this bounce or this relief rally is close to a finish, in which we might be correcting or at least consolidating a little bit. But I'm happy that we're just following the plan on this one. What about Bitcoin? Bitcoin is currently chopperino, and unfortunately we are again making a lower high. So the trend is still down, and I've shared this critical level that we have here at 34. We didn't even get there, but we might be getting a structure in which we just make a bounce towards 31.3, another one, and then fall through towards the lows. Who knows? There's two scenarios with Bitcoin at this point, but the likelihood that we're going to test this 30k zone once again and the likelihood of failing through is significant. And you should be aware, where is the liquidity at this point? How can we be painful to retail investors the best way? And given that everybody and their mom are currently long on their positions, there is still a very likely chance that we're going to have a deeper correction, or at least a deep wick on a Bitcoin, which is causing altcoins to correct a little bit more, to take everybody's liquidity, and then the market starts to reverse. So the critical area is still not breaking to the upside, which means that I'm still conservative on the current momentum of the market. Having liquidity to be adaptable to any correction in general. But this has to break for Bitcoin, and as we are not breaking at this point, I think we're going to have another test of the 30k level. Then another one that I've been discussing lately, Tezos is doing what we wanted to be doing. We did see this bullish bounce, bullish divergence. People start to become bullish about Tezos as well, given that grayscale story. But people tend to become bullish at resistances. So with this case, we do see that we have this run up, but we're facing resistance. So it's currently not an entry on Tezos, and I think we're going to have that corrective notion before we're going to have expansion. So the critical level for Tezos to break is 1100 sats. If that does not break, I think we have the scenario that I've described on the chart. Also with the USDT pair, basically following through, the level that it had to hold was around $2.20, which it did. Overall, I'm assuming that we're going to have a little chopperino here. Level to watch is 266 to 255. Definitely arguable to take some profits out of the account or out of the trade, as we might be corrective a little bit more, given the fact that Bitcoin is just not showing too much strength at this point. A little longer video than usual, but I hope you have enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the tips. Tomorrow I'll be back again with a new video, and I'm happily and excited to look forward for the coming months as we are building a lot in the back, and I can't wait to share that all with you. See you tomorrow, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you another time. Have a great weekend.